Hello, my name is Rossella and today I'm going to do the D paper included in this book published by the ABRSM in 2022. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram and on my website theoryvirtuoso.com, where you can see all the videos that I publish. There are music theory videos, musical quizzes, tutorials on discovering music theory or grades, tutorials on sample and past exam papers, piano tutorials and shorts on musical terms. Remember, like and subscribe. Bye!
The first section of our exam paper, as ever, starts with rhythm, and in the first question we are asked to circle the right time signature for the given bars. As ever, I say, look at the piece from above with no much thinking and see what catches your eye. In this case, this triplet sign is really meaningful because this means that we have 2 seats in our counting and we are trying to fit 3 items, and so we need a special symbol. This means that we are in a simple time, and so we can exclude 9/16 and 6/8 because they are both compound. So the answer is 3/4. Now, if you want to double check, because it's your exam and you want to be absolutely right, we double check 1, 2 and 3 crotchets. Perfect. Sorted. Let's move on. I see 2 groups of things where this is definitely simple time because we have 1 quaver and another quaver. Now, if here we have 2 more quavers, we definitely are in 2/4, which is one of our options. Let's have a look. 1 quaver, and another quaver. So this means that we are not in 2/4. And we have an odd number of quavers, which means that we are either in 7/8 or 5/8. So now, the question is, how many quavers are there in this bar? 5 or 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer is 5/8. Do you need to worry about this? Not really, no. When you have a dotted note, pair the dot up with the value next to the note where the dot is. So for example, this is a semiquaver and I pair the dot with a demisemiquaver. If we would have a crotchet, I would pair it up, a dotted crotchet, I will pair the dot up with a quaver, a minim with a crotchet, a semiquaver with a demisemiquaver, and so forth. Lastly, this bar is very long and confusing, but there's something that catches our eye. The 6 sextuplets, and a minim. So let's assume that we count in crotchets, but it is already clear that we're not because it's too long. It's far too long. We have 2 crotchets here. These are 6 in the space of 4. So 4 quavers equals 2 crotchets. So 2, other 2 here and other 2 here. I lost the count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we have 8 crotchets. No, we never have this kind of time signature, but we have the simplified version. So it's 4 minims. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the answer is 4 minims. We can't be in 4/4 because 4/4 is just this half or this half. In 6/4 we will have 6 crotchets, and also this is a compound time, so this is not possible because we would have 3 plus 3 crotchets. So here the third crotchet of the first movement and the first of the second movement are merged together, and this is not possible. You would just split them into 2 triplets basically. So the only answer could be this, and I'm going to rub this out because it has nothing to do with the answer. Yeah, sorted. How were your answers? The same? Let me know. Let's move on. In this second question, we need to tick the box that shows this bar correctly rewritten in simple time. So, first of all, the time signature. We have 9/8 and, well, the equivalent is 3/4 because we have just this option, and I'm not going further than that because if you want to know more about this, I'm going to publish the videos, and then you can always watch the videos relating to the Discover Music Theory chapter, probably the first two, or the first one I think, and grade 4 as well. For now, I'm just going to tell you that this duplet here tells us that this is a compound time, and so we have 3 seats on which we try to fit 2 people, so they are much larger and more comfortable. In simple time, they would just fit in the 2 seats that we have, so we just remove the duplet sign. On the other hand, 3 items cannot fit on the 2 seats that we have, so we need a special symbol, which is this, a triplet sign. And a dotted crotchet becomes a simple crotchet because we don't need the dot. We have 2 quavers, 2 seats, perfect. So where do we have this? Here we have the dot, here we're missing the triplet sign, and this is the final answer. Done. Now, if you want to be absolutely sure about this, I published 3 series of videos about exam papers, grade 5 exam papers, and even if you don't have the book, you can go through them. They are listed in the playlist of this video that you're watching, and so go and watch them because it's really helpful. If you know the content already, it's good to reassure it and reinforce it with more examples. And if you are a little bit unsure, I'm sure that the videos will leave you with no doubts. Now let's move on to question 3. In this question, we are asked to complete the sentences by adding a number. In 12/8, how many dotted crotchet beats are there? So 12/8 means 12 quavers grouped in 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Each of them is a dotted crotchet, right? Because this is a crotchet and this is the dot. So how many do we have? 4. There you go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This is it. A double dotted minim is equal to a certain number of demi-semiquavers. Now here you can go through a mathematical solution, and so you can spend 15 minutes and then you recheck it for other 5 minutes. But let's think musically, all right? A minim is 4 crotchets. 4 quavers. 4 quavers. Plus the dot, so other 2 quavers, plus another dot, which is another quaver. A demi-semi means that each quaver is 4 demi-semiquavers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 4. 28. And this is the answer. So let's go back. Why did I choose the quaver? Because the quavers are okay for a minim and are okay for demi-semiquavers. It's a halfway through value that allows me to count, to consider both values for counting. So I'm not too far from the minim and I'm not too far from the semiquaver. So every quaver, 1, 2, 3, 4 is a minim, and then the other dot is a crotchet, and then the other dot is a quaver. Every quaver includes 4 demi-semiquavers, and if you're unsure about it, just go step by step. A quaver is 2 semiquavers, and every semiquaver is 2 demi-semiquavers, so 4. Okay, so 4 per quaver. So I count the quavers and then times 4. Easy. I hope that this makes sense. If you have another system that is as quick as mine, of course, let me know. I'm happy to know it. For now, we change page together. In this question, we are asked to tick the box that shows the bar correctly grouped. And this is very important, as I always say, because grouping relates to sight reading, so flowing of our playing, and also understanding every detail of this. In my one of my videos, Grateful videos, I did say that music includes many more details as a writing, a language written down. For example, our words in a piece of text don't include all the details that music has. For example, we have the words, we have the we have the letters, we have the words, but the general meaning of each sentence and of the whole paragraph and of the whole text, we gather it ourselves. The tone, the pace, and all the other details of the speaking of that text is on us. And so we are really doing everything naturally, fairly naturally, because we speak every day, and so we connect with this activity much more. But in music, all these details, tone, pace, and accents, and all the other things are written down. So there's one thing that needs to flow, the reading of the notes. So pitches and rhythm must flow. If grouping is incorrect, we just interrupt the flowing. So it is very important. First of all, time signature. 9/8. It means 9 quavers grouped in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and we need to see the boundaries between these countings. So where do we have? Let's have a look. This one is correct in each example. This one here is incorrect occasionally, and this gives us everything basically. We have 1, 2 and 3. We can't have 1, 2, 1, 2 because this is simple time, you see. We need to have 3 seats. 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. No. 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So these two might be correct. The only difference is the middle counting. In this case, we have 1, 2 and 3. Remember, 4 demisemiquavers equals 1 quaver. So 1, 2 and 3. Here we have 1 and then 2 and 3 together as if we are in simple time. So this is incorrect, and the only answer, possible correct answer, is the first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Happy? Next question. In this 5th question, we are asked to tick across the boxes to show whether the rests are incorrectly or correctly added. First, as ever, time signature. And we have 3 minims. So 1, 2, and 3. And we need to see the boundaries between them, okay? Let's have a look. 1, 2. Then we have 3. And this is correctly written. Yes, why not? We have the semiquavers, 1 quaver, the crotchet and the other crotchet. A question could be, should I write instead a double dotted crotchet rest? No. A double dotted crotchet rest? No. Because we need to see the subdivision of the counting. So this is correct and this is incorrect. I'm going to leave it because I'm sure that this is going to be a question from you guys. Next one, 4 quavers equals a minim, and then we have 3 in the space of 2. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, sorry, that was the question. This is incorrect. They have to be the same. So this is a crotchet rest that is missing here. Well, another quaver rest, but they couldn't be separate, so they should appear as a crotchet rest. So this is incorrect. Next one. All right. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. That's already 3 halves, and then we're missing the other half of this counting. So here it's very, very, very incorrect, and the correct version would be, the note, okay, and then the rest, and then just 1 minim rest, and that's it. Yeah, so we have 1 minim, 1 minim, 1 minim. Yes, that's the correct version of this. Sorry, I should probably do this, otherwise it's a bit confusing. But anyway, so this is the final answer of this question, and if you are happy, let's turn the page together. In this question, in this first 2 questions of section 2 relating to pitch, we need to identify the name of this note and tick the box where we see the correct name, and then we see number 2. So this is the tenor clef, and the tenor clef is treble clef minus 1. If you don't know what I'm talking about, as ever, I recommend you to watch video 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D relating to clefs, which are linked in the description below or on the card up here. So if you know this name in the treble clef, this is D, so this is La, Si, Do, Re, so this is D minus 1 equals C, and there you go. If you are not sure about the note in the treble clef, the name of the note in the treble clef, you count from middle C here, so Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. However, the more steps you do, the more likely you are to make a mistake or to get confused and so forth. So, okay, question 2, we need to tick the box that shows the correct enharmonic equivalent of this note. To do this, I need a small keyboard, and by the way, the enharmonic equivalent is a note that has the same name, the same pitch, but another name, different name. This note is La here, and this note could be called G sharp sharp, so double sharp, or B double flat. In this case, we have G double sharp because B is flat only and we need 2 flats. So this is the final answer, G double sharp. This is the note, G sharp sharp or B flat flat. Excellent. Next one. In this question, we are asked to tick across the boxes to show whether this bar has been correctly rewritten a perfect fifth down, because this piece is for horn, probably, yeah, horn in F. And we need to include the key signature, of course. Now don't panic, the key signature here could be either E flat major or C minor. In this case, it is irrelevant to know the real key, whether it's major or minor, because the relative minor and major share the same key signature, and we're not asked about the key of this piece, but we need to transpose it. So let's assume there is E flat major and a perfect fifth down. I forgot to write the keyboard here that we always need. Okay, in the exam you are allowed to bring a scrap paper into your room, and you provided that you show that the scrap paper is completely blank, you can then draw a keyboard when the exam starts. Don't draw it before but afterwards. So you scan the room, show the paper, start the exam, and then draw anything you wish onto the paper. So E flat major. So down a perfect fifth. Perfect fifth is 3 tones and a half away. So E flat, 1, 2, 3.5. So it's A flat major. Why is this A flat and not G sharp? Well, we'll go through this in the interval section, but mainly because we need 5 steps. So mi, re, do, si, la. Okay, 5 steps, not sol. Again, 1, 2, 3.5. Now we need to do this thing for the whole piece. And by the way, this key signature is incorrect because A major has 4 flats, an extra one. So cross. B flat becomes E flat, yes, because it's 3 tones and a half away. Anyway, let's check. 1, 2, 3.5. So this is correct. La becomes re, and this is also correct. 1, 2, 3.5. So this is re. All right. Getting on well. This is fa, so let's have a look. It needs to become B flat, and I'm sure it will. So 1, 2, 3.5, B flat. What's the risk here? That you miss the flats and you call the notes differently. So if you call this note B instead of B flat, this is going to be wrong. And you lose marks. So let's try note 2. Re flat. Does it become sol? Don't think so. 1, 2, and 3. We're missing the other half. We need a flat here. That is missing, and it's not in the key signature, so this is incorrect. Done. Perfect. Next question. As I'm here, guys, thank you so much for all the comments, support and emails that I receive. I love to hear from you, your musical studies, what you do, how are you getting on with music theory, and thanks to all those who messaged me saying that thanks to my videos they got a distinction. I really appreciate this, and these comments really keep me going. So do message me and do comment, like the videos, share it with your friends. I need all of this to keep going. So thank you so much for supporting my channel by doing so. Okay, in this question, we are asked to circle true or false for each of the statements. And to answer this question, we need to know the memorandum that is included in one of the videos I mentioned above. And it's, if the pitch you want to know, middle C, are you above or below? So we have in bass clef, middle C is up here. So this is nearly an octave below. In the alto clef, middle C is here. So this is 1 note above. These two are an octave apart. In the treble clef, middle C is here. So these two pieces, these two bars are the same pitch. And this is an octave lower. I think I have answered all the questions already. B and C are at the same pitch. Yes, one above middle C. A is an octave lower than C. Yes, they are an octave apart. And A is an octave higher than B. No, because B and C are the same pitch. Sorted. That was it's very straightforward once you do this, but if you don't, you can really get stuck or confused. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the third section of this exam. Very important, and I'll tell you why in a second. The third section relates to keys and scales, and I don't know if you know it, but keys and scales are very important. Because harmony is important and it's part of the business in music, it plays a very important part. And we can see this because we have 15 points out of this whole long section. And so it is important that you get very confident with keys and scales. If you want to revise your knowledge, I've produced 4 videos about this topic, and I know that I need to talk about scales, but keys and key signatures are there. And then I ditch the circle of fifths because I think it's unnecessarily complicated and long, and they add extra steps to our answering method. And the more steps we have, the more likely we are to make mistakes or to get confused. So let's go through these. I link the videos in the description below or on the card up here. So take some time, save the link. They are very easy to watch, but very important. Okay, we need to, in the first 2 questions, we need to select the box that shows the signature, a key signature of D sharp minor and G flat major correctly written. All right, to answer this, we need to know the shape of the key signatures. The key signatures with sharps have almost always this shape, 3 curves of which the second one is longer. Where do we have this? Not here, because the longest curve is at the beginning. Look at here, this is very messy. Here we don't have the second curve longer, and this is the only correct one. So that's your answer. It is as easy as this, guys. I know your conscience might saying to you like, oh no, you must be wrong, it can't be that easy. Keys and scales are very difficult. No, not really, no. With flats, the shape is a zigzagging descending shape. We don't have it here, we don't have it here, we don't have it here. This is the right answer. Sorted. Are you happy with this? If I were a student, I would be so happy to know this, so I don't have to check every single one. This was very, very straightforward, but you need to know these pieces of knowledge. Watch the videos. Question 3. This question is a bit more laborious of the previous one, but don't despair. I'll help you, don't worry. So we need to select one key for each melody, and we have a number of flats and sharps to sort out. All right, first of all, the order of flats and sharps: fa, do, sol, re, la, mi, si, and the flats are the sharps in reverse: si, mi, la, re, sol, do, fa. I created 2 weird sentences and people keep sending me theirs. Fun colouring gigantic drawings after eating breakfast, and big elephants ate dinosaurs, goat cheese and figs. I am collecting your weird sentences to make a very fun video about it, so do please keep sending them. Okay, bass clef. So let's analyze what's happening here. We have mi flat, la flat, B flat and B flat. Okay, we have 3 flats in this key signature, so the penultimate is our key. So we are in E flat major. E flat major, there you go. We can't be in A flat major because we would have D flat, and this D is not flat. In B flat major we wouldn't have A flat, sorry. We would have just these 2. And what's the last one? E flat minor is the relative minor of G flat, and it has like 6 flats, so that's not really possible. So that's it. Honestly, this is it. How does it sound? Cool? Let me know it in the comments. Next one, sharps. We have do sharp, we have fa sharp, we have mi sharp. Wow. We have so sharp, we have fa sharp and do sharp. Okay. All right, guys, when there is this gap, we should, so if we have a sharp, we must have all the previous ones. So we should have here D and A sharp. What we don't, we don't. And this means that this has been raised because this is the leading note. And the leading note is a semitone away. So E sharp plus 1 semitone is F sharp minor, and this is it. Now F sharp minor is the relative minor of 3 semitones above is A major, and A major has 3 sharps. And so you can see that the key signature is up to here, and E has just been raised. Doesn't belong to the key signature. Okay? And I hope this is useful. It can be A major because we have E sharp, which is the leading note of F sharp minor only. In G sharp minor, we should have the semitone below would be F double sharp, but F is not double sharp. And in C sharp minor, we would have the leading note raised, so B sharp. Not E sharp, but B sharp. So, here's your answer, guys. Fantastic. Can you please let me know if these videos made you change your ways of answering this question, please? I'm very, very curious about it. Thank you. Okay, now the next question, the final one, we have flats, so better to rub them out here. Okay, we have E flat, Re flat, Mi flat, B flat, La flat, and Sol flat. Okay, here we don't have any raised notes. It's straightforwardly as a key signature with 5 flats. It means that the penultimate flat is our key, and we are in D flat major, and here it is. In G flat minor, we would have another flat. In G flat major, we will have another flat. C minor is the relative minor of E flat major. We would have only 3 flats plus the leading note, which is B raised, and in this case, where is B? Is flat. And in B flat major, we have only 2 flats, so it is impossible. And this is the answer. Now, I think that I'm getting quicker at explaining this, guys, and I know that you probably, if this is your first video, you know that you have other 11 videos to watch, because I've done 2 other books. This is the final exam paper of this, and I've done all the other 2 books released by ABRSM, so go and watch them. And I go a little bit slower in the other ones, especially the first book. Okay, question 4. In this question, we need to select the 2 missing notes that would form a B flat melodic minor descending scale. First of all, as ever, the key signature. Flats, big, elephants. So B flat minor is the relative minor of plus 3 semitones, D flat. Okay, D flat is the penultimate flat in our key signature. So big elephants, 8 dinosaurs. Here it is, dinosaurs, goat. This is our key signature. Si, mi, la, re, sol. And let's have a look. We have B flat, okay, and then we have si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si. Okay, B flat, B flat. La, is it flat? Oh yes, the melodic minor scale, the descending version, is the easiest because it is the natural scale. The natural scale is the scale that reports that has just the flats or sharps of the key signature. So we have no raised notes, nothing, just the key signature. It is the easiest to identify. So A is flat, yes, so A flat. Perfect. G flat, fa, mi flat, D. Is it flat? Yes. Well, D flat is the relative major, so it can only be flat. There you go. Do and B flat. Sorted. Fantastic. Getting quicker and quicker. Are you happy? I hope so. Let's turn the page. Okay, so I know that this is one of the most hated questions of this exam paper, and I know, guys, it's just that we have very little discount. However, my method for answering this is quite quick, so it's the quickest that possible. So follow me and you will be fine. Okay, we have 3 scales and we know that they are minor, and we need to select the key that would make these scales make sense. So the only way to find it is to try each of them and see what works and what doesn't. And there is only one correct answer, so it can't be ambiguous, and that's good news. Let's have a look. In the treble clef, this would be F minor. We need the order of flats and sharps. Fa, do, sol, re, la, mi, si, and in reverse, si, mi, la, re, sol, do, fa. Okay, so F minor is the relative minor of A flat, and A flat has 4 flats, so up to here. The 4 flats are fa, mi, yes, re, yes, si, yes, la, yes. So I think this is F minor descending melodic scale. And it makes sense because the melodic scale, as I said a minute ago, is the natural scale that has just the flats or sharps of the key signature. So the answer is the treble clef. Let's exclude the other clefs anyway. In bass clef, this would be La, A, but A minor is the relative minor of C major with no flats, no sharps, so no. In the alto clef, which is treble clef plus 1, this will be G minor. G minor has flats, but only 2, because it's the relative minor of B flat major, and so A and D can't be flat. In the tenor clef, is treble clef minus 1. We have only, so this note will be E minor, and E minor is the relative minor of G major and has sharps, so this is not possible. So there you go. This has been proved. Let's move on to the second one. In the treble clef, this is La, A. A minor, as I said before, is the relative minor of C major, and C major has no flats, no sharps. We can have this if it was the harmonic descending scale, but just G sharp, not these other 2. So this is not possible. No. In bass clef, this is Do. C minor is the relative minor of E flat major and has flats, so no. Also, these 2 are the same note, so no. In the alto clef, this is La plus 1, B. B minor is the relative minor of D major, and D major has 2 sharps because D minus 1 semitone is C, and C is our last sharp in the key signature. Go and watch the videos that I mentioned, to A, to B, to C, and to D, to understand what I'm talking about. So this could be, B, sorry guys, I need to say the notes, do, re, mi, otherwise I say wrong things. So I said that this is La plus 1 is B minor, so C. C, La, Sol, Fa, F, Mi, Re, Do, sharp, yeah, and C. So this could be, and this is the leading note raised. So of course we have 3 sharps, but in fact the key signature has just 2. So the answer is the alto clef. Let's exclude the tenor clef, which is treble minus 1, which is Sol minor, G minor, and G minor, as I said before, is the relative minor of B flat major with flats, so no. The last example. In treble clef, this is Mi sharp, and Mi sharp doesn't exist. E sharp minor, doesn't exist because it's the relative minor of this supposed G sharp major. It doesn't exist. It exists as A flat, the enharmonic equivalent instead. So no. In bass clef, this is G sharp, and G sharp minor does exist, and it has also sharps, so worth checking. G sharp is the relative minor of B major. B minus 1 semitone equals A, and so our scale has 5 sharps. Yeah, that could be. Let's have a look. G sharp, yes. La, yes. B, no. A sharp, sorry, Do sharp, yes. D sharp, yes. E sharp, no. Fa double sharp, no. But G sharp, yes. Now look at this. They are the 6th and 7th degree, and this is an ascending scale. So put your antennas up. In this case, this is the 6th and 7th degrees. So they could be raised up. So look at here. E is not sharp, but it has been raised. And F is sharp, and it has been raised. So we have the double sharp here. So this is definitely G sharp minor ascending melodic scale. Sorry, the order of things is wrong, but never mind. In the alto clef, this is A sharp. This is F sharp. F sharp minor is the relative minor of A major with three sharps. We can't have as many. And in the tenor clef, this is D sharp, and it doesn't exist. No, it does exist, yeah. And D sharp is the relative minor of F sharp major, and F sharp has 6 sharps, so it can be. Because this would be double sharp. And this would be sharp. Because that would be F, so Fa sharp. Sorted! Are you happy? Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next question then. As we're here, guys, you know that you can find me on many social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I know that you are all on TikTok, guys. Go and find me there. On TikTok, you can see many things that I do. I do fun videos, I do tutorials, very short, and I talk about my life or something that I want to say. So very mixed things. If you want to know more about me, on Instagram, I publish some videos as well, and I always say what I'm going to publish next. So go and watch it. And of course, I'm on Facebook as well, and I have an email address, and I have a website, theoryvirtuoso.com, and visit it because the videos that I'm publishing are becoming more and more, so it's a bit confusing probably. Okay, the next question talks about chromatic scales, and we need to identify whether they are correctly or incorrectly written. First of all, I will have a lovely keyboard here. I hope you have yours as well. Okay. Oh no, the tenor clef. Doesn't matter. -1. So the first note is Fa -1 is Mi. Okay, Mi. Mi, Re sharp, Re natural, Do sharp, Do natural, B, La sharp, La natural, So sharp, So natural, Fa sharp, Fa natural, Mi. I think this is correctly written, and I'm going to circle this. It is, yeah. Let's do that again. Mi, Re sharp, Re, Do sharp, Do, Si, La sharp, La, So sharp, Sol, Fa sharp, Fa, Mi. Yes. Fine. Perfect. Let's move on. From A flat to A flat. All right. La flat, La natural, B flat, do flat, do, do sharp. The pitches are correct, but we can't have 3 notes with the same name. So I'm not going on because this is already incorrect, I'm afraid. So the pitches are correct, but we need to present it in an appropriate way, and this is not appropriate for chromatic scales. It's too confusing if you think about it. Do flat, do sharp, confusing. So we try to avoid it, and if you want to avoid it, you would need to use an enharmonic equivalent. You either use here B natural, basically, because if we use D flat here, we have the same problem here. Anyway, so sorted. Question 7. In this question, we need to circle true or false for each of the statements. This note, which is G, okay, Fa, Sol, is the subdominant, so the 4th degree of D flat major. All right. D flat major, all right. Fa, Do, Sol, Re, La, Mi, Si, Si, Mi, La, Re, Sol, Do, Fa. D flat major has 5 flats up to here, and G should be flat, so this is incorrect. Next one. This is La sharp, and is it the median, so the 3rd degree of F sharp major? F sharp major has E sharp is the last sharp, so it has 6 sharps. And A sharp is the 3rd degree, yeah, so correct. Also, between F sharp and A sharp there is a major 3rd, and that makes it a major key. This is Sol plus 2, a C sharp. Is this the supertonic of C sharp minor? So I don't need to see, the supertonic is the 2nd degree, is the super above the tonic. So we need to call this note D, not B. This goes backwards, so false. Perfect, that is all solved. I hope this was useful. Let's turn the page together. Section 4. This section relates to intervals, and we have 3 questions about it. In the first one, we are asked to name the given intervals. All right, so we need a keyboard. Okay, and let's have a look. First, the names of the notes. This is very important. This is La, and this is Re sharp. Don't miss it. La Re is a 4th, La, Si, Do, Re. You can also count it this way. I've made a TikTok video about this. Go and watch it. I link it below or on the card up here. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. So we have this 4th, and a perfect 4th is 2 tones and a half. So let's count. 1, 2 and a half, and another half because it's D sharp. So it's not perfect, but it's augmented. Here it is. So again, 1, 2 and a half, and another half. In the second example, we have a compound interval, and we know this because it's longer than an octave. So to calculate it, we either raise the first note up or we lower the second down. So I think I'm going to do the second one. Mi do is a 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now to measure a 6th, I found a system that works very well, which is the flipping over technique. You flip over the notes and you find do mi. If this is major, this sixth is minor, and vice versa. So do mi is a third, and 1 and 2 tones make the third, which means that this is a major third. A major third becomes a minor sixth. So this is a compound minor sixth. There you go. To have the equivalent without compound, the equivalent interval without using the term compound, you need to do 6 plus 7, and 6 plus 7 is a 13th. So this is incorrect. We have a seventh here, re flat and do, and we flip them over, as I said for the sixth. If this second is minor, this seventh is major, and vice versa. And if this is diminished, this is augmented, and vice versa. So let's have a look. Do re flat is a semitone. So this is a minor second, which means that flipped over again becomes a major seventh. This is it. A major seventh. That's all we need to know. Are you happy? Let's move on to the next one. Also, guys, thank you so much to all those who bought a special thanks for me and who subscribed to my channel and also became a member. By doing so, you do support me and my business, and all these videos are available for free for everyone in the world, and I want to keep them for free. But consider that appreciating what I do, my work, my time, makes me much more happy and keeps me going. If you are in the chat, you can also buy a special emoji. Thank you. In this question, we are asked to circle the type of interval, and to know the type of interval, we need to know the interval. So we have to do the whole thing again. Sadly, but my system is very quick. Some people relate the intervals to the scales, and that's another thing that I ditch. Actually, I never used it, so I didn't need to ditch it, because again, it creates an extra layer. So if you are confused over the scales, you will get this question wrong. This is for sure. Okay, so this is B. So the measure between the two, the measurements between two pictures is always the same, regardless of the scale. We don't have different indicators for distance depending on where we are in the world. The cities, I don't know, if I go to Liverpool, a mile is a mile, same as in Oxford, same as in London, so it doesn't really change. So you don't need to know the scale to know the distance between the notes, to measure it. Anyway, so that's my opinion. C, B and do flat. This is a seventh because, this is a more than an octave. So it's a compound interval. So we put this lower here and we find that this is a second. But what kind of second? Very confusingly, a major second will be do sharp, okay? This is not do natural, but it's do flat. So this is a diminished interval because the major has been reduced into minor and then further reduced into a diminished chord. So this is diminished. Very confusingly, they are the same pitch, yes, but not the same note. And if you want to ask me, why do we need two names for the same pitch? Because if this is a chord, we do need to know that we are a ninth above, because this could very easily be a chord, a ninth. And then if you're a composer, you know that this is important. So this is why we need this. Okay, we can't call this B just because it's the same sound, because the chord changes, and if we change the chord, we change the harmony. If we change the harmony, we change the sense and the tone of a piece, and it is quite important. Tone is everything. If I say like, what did you do? And if I say like, what did you do? That's totally different, right? So let's not confuse the tones. This is the fifth, very clearly 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And this is Sol and this is Re sharp. The names of the notes are paramount. If we get them wrong, the interval could be also wrong. So Re is a fifth, and the perfect fifth is made up of 3 tones and a half. So let's count. 1, 2, 3 and a half, and another half, because this is D sharp. So it's not perfect, but it's augmented because the distance has been increased. So 1, 2, 3 and a half, perfect, plus another half, augmented. In the last example, we have a key signature, and it is important to name the notes. This is Fa and this is La flat. Important. It is a third, and let's have a look. A major third is made up of 2 tones. So let's see how many we have. 1 and a half. So our third from major became minor. So minor. Done. Excellent. Next one. In this question, we need to add notes higher than the given one. This is important because sometimes I got wrong too. And we need to form the given intervals. The keyboard could be here, so let's use it. My God, this is unnecessarily long. I have one problem, guys. My drawing skills are absolutely horrendous. So I'm already doing enough here. Bear with me. Okay, this note is, I don't know, but this is middle C in treble clef. So Do, Si, La, Sol. Plus 2, B flat. So I was joking, of course I know it. Okay, B flat. We need to make a perfect 11. Now 11 minus 7 equals 4, so it's a compound perfect fourth. So let's make it simple first, and then we raise the second note up of an octave. The fourth from this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's this note that is called E, Mi in bass clef. So B, E. We need a perfect fourth, so 2 tones and a half from B flat. 1, 2 and a half. We need a flat. Okay? 1, 2 and a half. Because it's compound, we raise it up of an octave. There you go. This is our answer, final answer. Next one, a minor 7 from middle C. We know that we need to flip the intervals down and we create a second. Now this second must be major because we need a minor 7th, so they go in reverse. Do Si is a semitone. We need to enlarge the interval, the distance, and so we need a flat. 1 and a half and the other half. B flat flips over, becomes a minor 7th. Next one. From this Fa sharp, this is the trick, don't fall into the trap, a compound major second. So we need to find a major second from Fa sharp and then raise it up of an octave. A major second from Fa sharp is So sharp. There you go. So sharp. So now we raise it up of an octave and we find this lovely note here. And this is our final answer. Lastly, we have a diminished octave. Oh, the octaves are my favorite. It's like nothing about the exercise. This is so flat. We write another so flat here, okay? This is a perfect octave, but we need it diminished. So instead of having this shape, we have a reduced shape. So we have to add another flat here to shorten the distance between the two notes. Oh, I love it. This is so quick. The octaves are my favorite. Okay, I hope you're happy. Let's turn the page together. Fifth section relates to chords, and we have 3 questions about it. In the first one, we need just to identify the chord and the degree of the scale, basically. We are in F major because we have one flat and we start with F, we end on F, so this is F major. In this first bar, we have 4 notes, but one of them is a passage note. And the passage note is very easy to recognize because it doesn't belong to the chord. So, for example, let's write the notes. Fa, La, Si, flat, and Do. Okay, what's the shape of this? This is the shape. But we need this up because we must have on, off, on, off, on. So if you have this down, it means that this is pleonastic. This is not part of the chord. So we need to rub it out. Really, yeah, that's a passage note. And the chord is Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. Fa, La, Do. Fa, La, Do is the tonic triad. So first. The second chord has only 2 notes. How is that possible? Because one is omitted, but it's in there. We have Sol and Do, so we don't have like this kind of shape. It's not a third, this is a fourth. So probably they are further away. Let's add a note before. So because we have a fifth, there must be a note in the middle. So what if Si is at the bottom and then we have Do, Mi, Sol? That is a chord. And so we can have Do as the bottom note and it's the 5th apart from Si. So it's the chord on 5. Next one. There was a passage note here and then it's clear. I think it's this one, but let's check. Sol, La, Si, Do, Re. Okay, so we have Sol, La, Si, Do, Re. This is the chord. Very much wrong. We need to put this up. Si, Do, Sol, La, Sol, La. This one is a passage note. You can see it from here directly, so. This chord is Sol, Si, Re and Sol, La, Si, Do, Re. Yes, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re. And Sol is the bottom note. It's the 2nd degree of F. Guys, by the way, sometimes in the exam paper I used to see like chords that don't belong to this group. You can only find 1, 2, 4, 5. If it's another one, something went wrong in your calculation, okay? We have Do, Mi, and Sol here because look, so Fa is not belonging to this chord. And Do, Mi, Sol is also the chord on 5, 5th, the 5th degree. Lastly, Fa, Fa can only be a tonic in this case, guys. Look, 5-1 is a cadence, right? So we have an imperfect cadence here and an extended tonic an extended perfect cadence at the end, which is fair enough. All sorted. Question 2. In this question, we need to identify the cadence, and to identify the cadence, we need to identify the chords. So we go a tiny bit further than the previous question. We are in G major here. Let's find out the notes of the chord. La, Mi, La, and Do. La is doubled. Let's put them in order. It's La, Si, Do, Re, Mi, I guess. La, Si, Do, Re, Mi. La is the bottom note, and for Sol is the second degree. Then we have Re. This is Fa sharp, okay. This is La, and then Re is doubled. I think they are in order. Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La. Yes. Re, D for G, is the fifth degree. Sol, La, Si, Do, Re. So this is 2-5. And 2-5 is an imperfect cadence. Brilliant. Next one. We're in C major. Lovely. Fa, Do, Fa, La. Okay. Fa is doubled. Let's put them in order. Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, I think. Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. Yeah. Fa for C major is the fourth degree. Do, Re, Mi, Fa. This one here is Do, Mi, Sol, guys. Is Do, Mi, Sol is the triad of C major. So this is the first degree. And 4-1 is a plagal cadence. There you go. Done. Oh, amazing. Third question. Now, guys, I really want to know if this system of identifying the chords is useful for you. And if you changed your way of answering this question thanks to my videos. I really want to know this. Guys, remember that I need to know if you guys find my videos helpful, because this is my fuel. Okay, so do show me your support. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. In this question, we need to identify the chords and the inversion of it. We are in A major. Thank you for letting us know, so we don't need to find it ourselves. Let's identify the chord, the first chord. We have Sol, Si, well, So sharp, because we have 3 sharps. Mi and Mi. So Mi is doubled. I think that the order is Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si. Okay, yes, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si. E is the bottom note of the chord, and for A major is the 5th degree. La, Si, Do, Re, Mi. So it's chord number 5. Now, do we have E, G, flat sharp, or B at the bottom note? We have G sharp. So our chord is 5B. In this second example, we have Re, Re, Fa sharp, and Si. Re is doubled, and I think it's the order is Si, Do, Re, Mi, Fa sharp. Okay. Si is the 2nd degree. Oh, I have no space. 2nd degree. And do we have at the bottom of our chord here at the base, do we have Si, do we have Re, or do we have Fa sharp? I think we have Re, so it's 2B. Here it is. The last example has the notes Mi, Si, Mi, and Sol. So Mi is doubled. Mi, So sharp, of course, and Si. At the bottom, do we have Mi? Do we have So sharp, or do we have B? I think we have Mi. So here, this one. Oh, sorry, Mi is the 5th degree, first of all. So 5 again. And at the bottom, we have the tonic triad. So this is 5A, and this is a typical cadence, perfect cadence at the end of the piece, guys. So 5A, where is it? Here it is. Done. We've finished this section. Are you happy? Let me know it, and let's move on to section 6. Okay, this section relates to terms, signs, and instruments. And there are several ways of sorting this out. You need memory, you need experience, and you need a bit of resonance. I'm Italian, so all the Italian names for me are very easy because we use them in common speaking. But if you're not Italian, you can either learn Italian or you can remember when you find them in your pieces, you remember how you played and what the meaning that you gave to that passage, okay? Sometimes they are very similar to another word that you use currently in your own language, and this is also very useful. So let's have a look. Retenu is retained, so held back is retained, like pulling, you see. There is a force that constrains and then pulls you back when it's ritenuto. So the pace is struggling to keep going, you see. Con dolore, oh, this is painful. Where is it? Grief. Yeah, this is painfully when you are like, you're suffering, yeah. For example, dolore could be for love, for example, or when you lose somebody, or when you are hurt, physically, mentally, or emotionally hurt. This is hurt, so it's hurting, yeah, hurting. That's the meaning of that. Lebhaft, oh, this is German and I had to remember this, but actually no, I didn't have to remember. Schumann's music is plenty of this and it means lively. So I never remembered that this is lebhaft. I just remember what Schumann says. And you should do the same, because this is the best way of reinforcing your memory through some experience, okay? Experience does make our memory stronger. So relate the terms to your experience, all right? Question 2. We need to tick the box that shows the correct name for the written out ornaments. Ah, this is long, so it's a trill. Look. Di-da, 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 di-da. It's a long mordant, is a trill. All the other ones have, this has 2 notes, this has 3, and this is 5. So the only one with longer, with many more notes is the trill. This one here has 3 notes, and if you paid attention to what I said before, it's an upper mordant. Appoggiatura, acciaccatura have only 2 notes, tarà or tra, and the turn has 5 because the shape is this, and you need note, note up, note, note down, note, so it has 5 notes. This is upper mordant. Again, I'm sure that you played it in one of the pieces. So if you're doing grade 5 theory, you're very likely to do, I don't know, grade 5 instrument or grade 6 instrument, or even grade 7, so I'm sure that you've played an upper mordant before, so they should be fairly straightforward. Question 3. We need to circle true or false for each of the statements. This is mainly about knowledge, but also, I don't know, if you go to school, if you go to a musical school, don't you have friends that play another instrument different from yours? Just observe them, remember what they do, remember when you see them playing. And if you are in a school, if you learn piano in your secondary school, have you been at a concert where people were playing an instrument different from yours? Have you been in an orchestra? Do you play in the school orchestra? Have you seen your friends practicing, rehearsing or something. So relate these pieces of knowledge to your friends or your experience or what you've seen. Also, guys, I keep saying this and I really need to link it to my videos, but there was a series of videos from, I think, London Symphony Orchestra where elements from the orchestra describe their instruments, and then it's brilliant, and I think I need to really link it below because it's very, very, very well made and it's great. It tells you everything you need to know, so I would recommend to watch it. London Symphony Orchestra, I think it is, yeah. I promise I will do it this time, I promise. Okay, the celesta is the highest sounding brass instrument. No, wait there. The celesta is a percussion instrument. So nothing about it, no. And it has that kind of glittery sound, so it's not brass. The bassoon is a double reed instrument. Yes, fagotto, yeah, it has two double reed. It has a double reed, not two double reeds. The trumpet is a non-transposing instrument. Not really, no, it is transposing. You can have trumpet in B flat, a trumpet in A, in E flat, so false. This is really false. The alto voice has a higher range than a mezzo soprano. So the order of voices and of clefs is treble, soprano, mezzo soprano, alto. Tenor, baritone and bass. So yes, so the alto is below. So hold on. Yeah, alto is below, guys, yes. Contralto is below. Treble, soprano, mezzo soprano, alto. Yes, it's the lower voice of women. Yeah, the lowest of the women's voice. I don't say female, sorry. The viola uses the alto clef, yes, and in fact it shares some of the repertoire of the clarinet that also uses the alto clef. For example, the Brahms sonate could be played by in alto clef, could be played by viola and or clarinet. They are shared. They share this repertoire. Yeah, perfect. Sorted. Let's turn the page. In this final section, we are asked to answer questions related to a piece of music that is included in our exam paper. This one is for piano, for solo piano. Let's have a look. We need to compare bar 6 of the right-hand part. I write it here. With these bars and then answer the questions related to pitch. To answer this, we need to know this memorime. If the pitch you want to know, middle C, are you above or below? Middle C in the alto clef is here, where the two bubbles meet. In the bass clef is here. And we can already see that this is an octave higher than this because this note here is up here. So an octave higher. And in the tenor clef, middle C is here, so we already see that this and this are the same pitch. And they are an octave higher than B. So we need to find one correct statement. I've said that already, but let's find it. A, B, C are correctly rewritten one octave lower. Oh yes, where is the original? The original is 2 octaves apart. So here is B and here is A and C. And this is an octave above. So A, B and C correctly rewritten an octave lower? No, just A and C. A and C are correctly rewritten one octave lower. There you go. Only C is correctly rewritten an octave lower? No. And B and C are correctly rewritten an octave lower? No. I think this is very useful to write the names of, yeah, should have thought that before. Anyway, this is it. Only A and C are correctly rewritten one octave lower. because this is the original, this is an octave lower. Middle C and an octave even lower. So 2 octaves down is the example in bass clef. Question 2. Here we need to circle true or false for each of the statements relating to the piece. The largest interval in the right-hand part between 2 notes next to each other is a minor 6. And it is false because it is a major 6 and it's in bar 6. The highest note in the music is Fa, not really, is D. And here it is. In bass clef it would be F, but not in treble clef. So false. The music should be played in a singing style, yes, because cantabile means in a singing style. All the notes in the left-hand part can be found in the key of B flat major. Yes, we don't have any accidentals, any natural, any sharps, so yes, absolutely, yeah. And the notes in bar 1 of the right-hand part form a chromatic scale, a portion of a chromatic scale. And this is also correct, yeah. Finished. Question 3. In this question we need to select an instrument that would not struggle to play the piece that we have. So it's not, basically we're not out of compass if we play this piece on another instrument other than the piano. And we say this because instruments have different ranges, and so sometimes it is impossible to play a note on an instrument, but very easy on another one. So in this case we have timpani, not really too many notes, and the horn can't really reach the high D, so I think the bassoon is really low, so I think the violin is the only one, because it reaches, you know, like high notes, like high D there in bar 5. So that's it. How many times, this is question 4, how many times the subdominant of B flat major appear in bars between bars 4 to 8. So the 4th degree of B flat major is Si, Do, Re, Mi, E flat. How many? And the answer is 4. And here they are. Question 5, the very last question of the last exam paper of the latest book published by ABRSM so far. We need to complete the 2 sentences by adding a number. There is an instruction in the right-hand part to play 2 notes semi-staccato. Oh, lovely, in bar 7. And this is the symbol. It includes legato and staccato at the same time. And the loudest part of the music is in bar 5, because we have this forte. And here it is. So with this we have finished our paper. I hope my video was useful. Thank you for watching it until the end, and see you in my next video. Bye bye!
Thank you for watching my video. I hope it was useful. Don't forget to leave a like down there and share it with your friends. If it was useful for you, it will be useful for other people too. Now, if you want more sample papers published by ABRSM, click here and find the video you're looking for. In the meantime, I would like to thank all the ones who are messaging me and leaving comments. You know that I always read them and I always reply. And thanks to all the ones who are telling me that thanks to my videos, they have improved and feel more confident. This makes me so happy. What else to say? Happy music, everyone. Bye.